I was ready the first time.
Welcome back to the Empty Wagon Fantasy Football Podcast. It's been a week. It's been 2 weeks. We're having technical difficulties, but hey, we're powering through them, punching through, ready to get this off-season working.
Yeah, most of this is the studio's cold. But how is everyone doing?
It means we got to be more fiery, more energetic, stay warm.
Yeah, that's right. I'm pumped.
Are you pumped?
I love recording episodes. I'm always bummed out when we don't get to do it for whatever reason. Last year was just a hectic weekend, but I'm excited.
Last year was a hectic weekend.
Last weekend was a hectic. Last weekend was a hectic year. I'm excited, dude. I love this stuff, man.
All right, we're recording this right before the games. So, Chiefs, Patriots, who you taking?
Chiefs.
Saints, Rams, who you taking?
Saints.
Ooh. So you got a Chiefs?
Saints Super Bowl.
Oh, I don't think any of us picked that in the offseason.
I think people picked some Saints.
No, none of us. I know none of us.
No, but
I know we didn't have the Chiefs in there.
No. Chiefs played phenomenal this year. I would be sad to see it end now, personally.
Well, it is Andy Reid. It is the playoffs, so anything is possible.
He's bound to choke at some point, and Bill Belichick is not.
Do you think he got more fired up because of the White House dinner they threw for Clemson?
Yeah, once he saw those burgers, he's like, I wonder if they're going to have some Waffle House up in there.
Ooh, buddy.
Why didn't you go Chick-fil-A, D. Treasy? Why didn't you go Chick-fil-A?
They did it on Sunday, didn't they?
I don't know.
That sounds like
you got to go Chick-fil-A, Donald Trump. Come on, dude.
Maybe they requested Mac Diesel and Taco Bell. I don't know. He might have had Chick-fil-A, too.
Did you see that offensive lineman that was like stuffing quarter pounders in his pocket and stuff?
Yeah, the quarterback, who's the...
Trevor Lawrence?
Trevor Lawrence loved it. He said it was awesome. Said it was one of the best meals he's ever had.
No, that was a fake quote.
You think so?
Yeah, he came out and he said, I didn't say that.
That's what I would say, too, if I was 19.
Wasn't one of the best.
If I was going to turn 19.
He's had better meals on accident.
Yeah, I know. Clemson probably paid him a lot of good meals, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, hey.
Dabo. All right.
Dabbing on them O's.
I want to see the Chiefs win, but it's Tom Brady. It's the playoffs.
I want to see Chiefs-Rams Super Bowl. I don't think it'll happen, but that's what I want to see.
You don't think Chiefs-Saints would be a good Super Bowl? I think both of them will be high scoring.
No, I want to see...
Both of them will be high scoring because the Saints in Atlanta, they're good. They play in Atlanta all the time, and they play really good in Atlanta.
The last time we saw the Rams even in an NFC championship game was 2002. The Chiefs, I don't even...
Yeah, Super Bowl, you mean, or championship game?
No.
That was both?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So I don't remember even seeing...
But what if Rams-Patriots, what started...
And it comes down to the kicker again?
No, what started the Tom Brady era ends the Tom Brady era.
That would be cool. But Tom's not going anywhere.
Maybe he does.
He's not. Gronk, I think this is it for Gronk.
Yeah. Yeah, but if you got him dynasty, sell while you can.
Yeah, unless you're like us.
Unless you get blocking points. Because Tony Romo loves the way Gronk blocks.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys watched that game. Well,
apparently, some people like Troy Aikman think Robert Woods is the best wide receiver in the NFL too. So, yeah, I'm excited. We actually have a dynasty expansion draft coming up. I know a lot of people are curious about how those work. We came up with our own way to do it, and we're pretty excited about it. A lot of our teams were middle of the road, and we're going from 10 to 12. So if you guys have questions about dynasty drafts, how to expand it, we'll tell you how we're doing ours.
Yeah, it was just a little way we came up with. Kind of took some other ideas and molded them. Because last year we had a really competitive league. I think going into 2 weeks before the season was over, everybody had a shot at the playoffs.
Yes. Except me, I was locked in.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, everybody had a shot. So it was really competitive. We want to keep that competitive edge going. So we did something that some people might think made the new teams a little too strong, but I just didn't want cupcake teams in there.
No, and that's the thing is that you don't want to have guys coming in their first year and they're not even being able to be competitive.
Especially when you're asking maybe for money. Not saying we're asking for money, but maybe people are asking for money.
I want their money.
We don't play for money because we're not an official gambling site. So
yeah, of course not. Yeah, why would you? No. Yeah, so we love it. We love football, and Dynasty is just a great way to stay involved year round. I mean, I like it more than I'm in a couple keeper leagues too, and I didn't care for those as much. I like Dynasty because I feel like you can make so many different moves, trading for draft picks and things of that nature, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
And if you're into it, you know that some draft picks have a high value. You want to get rid of your Gronks right now. You might want to go and try and make that final push. Remember, the mission is always to win.
Yep. And today we're going to talk about how unpredictable the NFL is because we're going to break down rounds 3 through maybe 5 or 6 and talk about how is that guy up there?
Whew.
So, but before that, we got news to talk about. Last time we were on the air, there was a bunch of coaches that got fired.
Yeah, a lot of them.
And now there's a lot of coaches that got hired. We'll start with Adam Gase, one of the fired men. He's hired. He just jumped on the interstate, went north.
Didn't even leave divisions.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He just got in Miami, jumped on the interstate, and went north until he found an open house. He is a Jet now.
That is.
And I don't know if he's confused on how he got there, because if you watch his press conference, he was all over the place.
The Jets are so stupid. Woody Allen, you should have made a better decision than this.
Woody Allen.
Not Woody Allen. Woody
Allen's the dude that married his...
No, Woody, what's his name? The owner.
I don't know his name.
Woody Harrelson. No, I don't know. But anyway, it was a bad decision. Adam Gase, failed coach. And now this is making me think the one offensive weapon who was successful at the end of the year, Robbie Anderson, will probably not be successful again because Adam Gase doesn't like star players.
How do you think this will help or hurt Sam Darnold?
It's going to hurt him. It's going to hurt his development for sure. I don't like it. I've never liked Adam Gase.
No.
I'm glad he didn't up in Cleveland.
I don't think it's going to be a great move either. We'll see how it works out. The Jets weren't a fantasy darlings in any... I don't think you were starting many people from the Jets.
No.
Robbie Anderson had those weeks at the end like he always does, but Adam Gase will make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah. Good job.
Broncos. Your Broncos made a hire.
Whew.
Who we got there?
Vic Fangio, which I'm very excited. All he does is produce top 5, top 10 defenses and points for and yards allowed. I love this hire. I think it's going to be great for the defense. I think it could be bad for the offense because the offense is what needs the most work. But with a prolific defense, we'll be all right.
Did they get an offense coordinator there yet?
They do. I don't have his name in front of me.
Okay.
But I'm sure it'll be fine.
Speaking of Vic Fangio, it is great. There's been rumors going around. It's the offseason, so there's a lot of stories, rumors, like Von Miller could be gone. They could sell Von Miller for some draft picks.
No, he's not going anywhere.
I mean, you want to get out of a player before he falls off. As bad as that sounds, I mean, Von Miller's done great things. He's awesome.
He's not falling.
Best commercial guy out there.
The Old Spice commercials are incredible.
Yeah. All right, then the weirdest hire was Arizona went out and got Cliff Kingsbury.
Was that weird? Because I think the Jets hire was weirder.
Well, the Cliff Kingsbury thing, for one, do you have any problem with him taking the job after he just accepted the USC?
I don't have a problem with that. What I have a problem with is somehow he was able to fail upwards. He went from having a crappy job to a better job to an even better job.
Bill Belichick did that.
Yeah, it's just strange, and I don't like how college coaches are able to bounce around, and then college players have to sit out a year if they transfer. I mean, the Miami head coach just did the same thing. Just let the kids play. Who cares?
You don't have to wait a year if you're Jalen Hurts and you graduated.
If you're a grad transfer, yes, but
graduate college.
Okay, how many of these head coaches graduated college?
Probably all of them.
No, I doubt it.
They got some kind of degree from whatever school they won with.
Yeah, sure.
All right, Cliff Kingsbury. Biggest thing is there's rumors that they may trade Josh Rosen and then go after the Oklahoma quarterback.
I don't see that happening. They already have the number 1 pick. I don't see any reason to do that. They need more areas of concern. Josh Rosen wasn't a great quarterback anyway, but Kyler Murray isn't the answer. He's 5'8".
Yeah, exactly.
And that I know people say, well, height doesn't matter as much anymore. 5'8", that matters.
Do you think maybe so? There's a lot of weird stuff going on in Arizona. Supposedly, ownership and the GM are hiring the coordinators for Kingsbury. They're not letting him pick his people. He may have a decision in it, but it sounds it's more the GM saying, "Hey, I want you to get this guy. I want you to go out and get this guy."
Well, he needs people with prior head coaching experience around him and
prior NFL experience.
Yeah, so they did go out and get Vance Joseph as their defensive coordinator, which he is a good defensive coordinator. He was just an awful head coach. But you look at it, that's the same thing that Sean McVay did.
But the difference was Sean McVay went in there to the Rams and said, hey, if you guys give me this job, I'm going to bring Wade Phillips to be my defensive coordinator. That was his plan.
That's smart.
And then after he told ownership that, he called Wade Phillips and said, please, sir.
Please come on over here.
I know I was born when you were already coaching the NFL, but would you please come over here and help me out?
Yeah, well, that's the thing is that everyone's trying to hit on this whole Cliff Kingsbury or Sean McVay thing, and they, I'm glad to see new, younger coaches getting opportunities instead of these guys who have already been in a job.
The retreads, yeah, the Mike McCoys of the world.
Take your shot, man. I mean,
Adam Gase's.
Cliff Kingsbury's offense is going to be exciting. We can bank on that.
Do you think so? The offensive lines are terrible.
Well,
so
hopefully
he can't run an air raid offense with that offensive line.
Well, hopefully they invest in offensive linemen. I mean, if he does trade Josh Rosen or he trades out of that first-round pick, trades back and gets a couple offensive linemen.
Do you think
later,
maybe that might be more of what the rumors are about the trading Josh Rosen is maybe to make that first-round pick a little more valuable? Talking about Kyle Murray.
Yeah, it's very possible.
Maybe get the Jaguars jump up there or one of these other teams that need a quarterback.
The Giants. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. But we'll see what happens. I mean, there's some things like Cliff Kingsbury. He doesn't utilize running backs in the passing game that much.
But I don't know how to take that because that's college. What running backs did he have at Texas Tech that were David Johnson's level? So that's the biggest thing is that, yeah, he didn't use running backs passing the ball, catching the ball, but he didn't have a David Johnson.
He also doesn't utilize tight ends as much.
Yeah. So my biggest thing with coaches in the NFL is that they'll get a player, and instead of changing your style to that player, you try to make that player change to your style.
He said that he's going to use David Johnson. He's going to have a lot of fun with him. We'll see what happens. I think they're going to split him out and use him as a wide receiver quite a bit.
Yeah, but I mean, you got to be in the same boat as me with this. Like, we see it from Bill Belichick, who uses his players' strengths to his advantage.
Yeah.
But then we have other coaches out there, like Arizona last year, who didn't use David Johnson like we wanted to see David Johnson get used.
That was stupid.
They try to make Baker Mayfield be we saw what Hugh Jackson did with Baker Mayfield.
Stupid.
Yeah, all these coaches that are supposedly great offensive minds, but they have one good way of doing it. If they don't have their player, they're done.
Yeah, but that's what makes Bill Belichick successful is he understands how those things work. I don't know if Cliff Kingsbury
I don't understand. That's what I understand about coaches in the NFL. It's like, oh, he's a great coach. Is he a great coach, or did he have great players that fit his system perfectly, and he does not change his system?
I don't understand why people harp on paying so much money to quarterbacks in the NFL.
I do.
Why?
Let's look right now.
When's the last time Alabama had a great NFL quarterback?
That's college, though.
It is college because the rest of the team is great.
College is a different level. What was the difference in the national championship game in college? Quarterback play?
No.
If
they won plenty without that.
If Tua would have been healthy. No, this one this year. Yeah. If Tua would have been fully healthy, it probably would have been a different game.
Maybe.
It could have been a little closer, maybe.
Maybe. I just don't know.
The reason, but if you look, we got Drew Brees, we got Patrick Mahomes, we got Tom Brady, and we got Jared Goff, who we can say Jared Goff's probably the worst quarterback out there in the playoffs right now. But he's been pretty good last couple.
Yeah, he was pretty good last. That's a lot of Sean McVay, though.
Yeah. When's the last time we seen a subpar quarterback win the Super Bowl?
Flacco.
Yeah, and if you want to go back even farther than that, was it Trent Dilfer? So it's the Ravens? They're the only team that does it?
No, I could probably think of some more. Tom Brady, subpar.
Big Ben's first one, he was subpar. But after that,
he got a little bit better.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning was subpar last one he won.
Was he?
Yeah. What? I watched all those games.
You look better than Cam out there.
Oh, well, it was just the Broncos defense.
All right. But yeah, I mean, I want to see what Cliff Kingsbury's offense. I got to look more into the coordinators he's going to bring in on the offensive side of the ball, defense side of the ball, and a bunch going on.
It's good to have young minds out
so
there.
The Packers, though, they went out and got Matt LaFleur.
Shove it up your cram hole, LaFleur. Or cram it up your cram hole, LaFleur. Oh, I love that.
Another one of he knows Sean McVay, so he gets a job.
Yeah. The same reason that the Rams quarterback coach is possibly going to be landing a job as well for the Bengals.
Well, Matt LaFleur was the quarterback coach for them in Tennessee.
Yep.
For 1 year.
So if you know him, you get a job. I'm not excited. His offense wasn't that great in Tennessee, and now he's going to be a head coach.
Yeah, but Mariota, Aaron Rodgers,
No, I understand it's going to be different,
Devontae Adams, Corey Davis,
but he didn't utilize the running backs properly, and that worries me
Aaron
about.
Jones, Derrick Henry. I mean, the skill positions and everything is better where he's going. His offense he has better players
Yeah,
in the Packers system than he did in Tennessee.
and we'll see who is the stronger personality, the head coach or Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, it's Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
But the difference is they got a quarterback coach that maybe.
134 million reasons to let Aaron Rodgers just run his offense.
All right, the Browns held on to Freddie Kitchens, promoted him to head coach.
I love it. I love it.
Do you love it?
I love it.
He never called plays until last year.
Love it.
Now he's going to be a head coach.
Look, the Browns could have gone out there and they could have gotten a Sean McVay clone.
Or they could have kept Greg Williams and left Freddie Kitchens offensive coordinator.
Or they could have gotten a retread. They were going to lose Freddie Kitchens anyway.
They weren't.
They were.
He would have stayed as offensive coordinator. He wasn't going anywhere. He was getting no other head coaching jobs.
I don't know that. I mean, I'm not in those
He didn't know Sean McVay, okay? He wasn't getting another head coaching job.
It's possible. Look, the Browns have tried and failed before with other head coaches. They brought in other guys that weren't that great. They've seen Freddie Kitchens be a little successful with their offense.
No, I get that. You got to keep Freddie Kitchens there. I understand that.
5-3 as a coordinator. I like it.
But I do think they opened themselves. I get why they didn't want to keep Greg Williams. He's kind of a hothead. There's some baggage that comes with it.
A little bit. I mean,
So
Bounty Gate.
that was a long time ago. Most people listening to this don't even know what that was.
He could be a bad person.
No, all these people could be bad people. Bruce Arians goes to Tampa Bay.
Oh, that's exciting.
And he gets all his coaching staff that he had when he was at Arizona back.
The only problem is Jameis is stupid. That's the only thing that he could run into that could hurt this thing.
Yeah, but he got Carson Palmer's.
Carson Palmer was a decent quarterback.
He was, but he got his career back on track. He got Kurt Warner's career back on track.
We'll go into the Raiders. We'll get your career off track.
But Kurt Warner, too. Remember Kurt Warner with the Giants? He was bad. And then he went to Arizona.
He worked, he worked with Big Ben.
Big Ben.
He worked with Andrew Luck.
Yeah, he had luck for that 1 year.
Remember whenever Chuck Pagano had cancer?
Yep.
And that's what got him the job in Arizona.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's a great offensive mind.
He's a smart guy.
I like it because his offense is a really good offense.
I think.
And he gets Todd Bowles as defensive coordinator.
Yep.
So he gets him back. He gets Byron Leftwich as his quarterback coach / offensive assistant.
So the thing that I'm worried about is O.J. Howard in this whole thing. I understand he's never had a tight end as talented.
No. Yeah.
But he historically has not utilized tight ends.
He did in Indy with Andrew Luck. They had what's-his-face that went to the Saints.
Dwayne Allen?
No.
Ben Watson?
No. Kobe Fleener.
Kobe Fleener?
He made Kobe Fleener relevant, got him paid in the Saints.
I don't know about that.
And Dwayne Allen also. So, I mean, he has used tight ends that weren't as good as O.J. Howard.
Yeah, O.J. Howard is a top 5 talent. I'm concerned about his usage.
But
year.
Bruce Arians isn't afraid. He wasn't using running backs like he used David Johnson before he got David Johnson.
No, he's going to stretch the field, too. I mean, this is great news for Mike Evans.
Remember, he got into it with Larry Fitzgerald because he said, Larry, you need to go to the slot. And Fitz was like, I'm an outside receiver. I don't like going to the slot. And then he's like, oh, my God, that was the greatest thing I ever done in my career.
It was smart, yeah. It
So
stretched his career out by 3 or 4
like we talked
years.
about, he knows how to use his players to get the most out of his players. So I don't worry about the O.J. Howard so much. What I do worry about is what we talked about with Jameis. Jameis making the smart decisions.
Because he's stupid.
Yeah. I could see, because this is Jameis last year, right?
This is his 5th year. They did the extra year, and they're going to pay him $20 million next year. And
maybe they sell him off the road to Jacksonville. Like, we joke about that, but Jacksonville's not keeping Bortles, I'm betting.
They haven't had any news about cutting him or trading him or anything.
Exactly, but I don't know.
Excuse me. We'll see. All right.
Bruce Arians loving life. The Cowboys fired Scott Linehan. Do you care?
Good riddance.
Do you get nervous at all if they bring somebody in and maybe Zeke doesn't get the ball 42 times a game?
So right now they're talking about bringing Kellen Moore in, just promoting him.
Oh, another one of Jerry's boys.
Yeah, they're
Surprise,
talking about.
surprise.
So he's a QB coach right now, which
Used to be a quarterback, got drafted by Jerry.
and then they said, you know what, Kellen, even though you're not good enough to play, you can still coach for us.
Don't colleges usually do this? I don't hear about a lot of pro teams.
They call them grad assistants in colleges, and they're not paid. Jerry gives them real jobs, and that's what he's doing. So, yeah.
Look at Jason Garrett.
He could fail upwards.
Jason Garrett failed upwards.
Yeah, so it's a very popular thing to do nowadays.
Especially in Dallas.
And they're talking about bringing Kitna in as the new QB coach if Kellen Moore...
Hey, Kitna's good, man. He could probably still lace him up.
I'm actually okay with that one. But I don't know. I know Kellen Moore ran a prolific offense in Boise State when he was
the quarterback, not the coach,
yes,
the quarterback.
He was quarterback, but hopefully that translates a little bit. We'll see. It's going to be a Jason Garrett type offense anyway.
A boring, slow, methodical.
Could be good news for Zeke.
Could be, but I think Linehan was pretty good for Zeke because he did just speed him the ball. And then
they had to do something.
Dirk Cutter goes to Atlanta. Does it change anything?
I think it's good news, actually. Matt Ryan has been with Dirk Cutter before.
So does this bump Matt Ryan up again for you? Because I know you were worried. You were treating him down. Does this level him off a little bit? Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Because he's a little bit familiar with it, with his system and how he's going to run things. And Dirk Cutter is a pretty good OC.
He runs a good offense.
He's a good OC.
Jacksonville, John DeFilippo.
Stupid.
Got fired in the Vikings because he didn't run the ball enough.
Stupid.
Goes to Jacksonville, one of the most pass-heavy teams last year.
Stupid.
So how do you feel about Leonard Fournette, who Doug Marrone says is in a better place now?
Stupid. What do you want me to say about Jacksonville, dude? Like, they had...
dumpster fire?
Yeah, they had a great thing.
Or what was it you said the other day? It wasn't you, it was actually somebody else. They're actually the place that makes dumpsters caught on fire.
I could see that, yeah. They're just...
the manufacturing plant of dumpsters that caught on fire.
Keep messing around. Y'all going to be the new Browns. Keep messing around in Jacksonville. I know you had a great year last year.
You think Tom Coughlin comes down and coaches this team before the end of the year?
You think he what?
Because he's the...
I think Doug Marrone, this will be his last year in Jacksonville.
Do you think he gets fired midseason? Tom Coughlin takes the team over.
I don't know.
As much as we joke about how bad and stupid these decisions are, Tom Coughlin takes his stuff very seriously.
Yeah, no one wants to be fired.
Yeah, so
and Tom Coughlin especially doesn't want to be fired.
So do you think he takes over the head coaching duty at some point this season?
I think it's possible. Yeah, I don't see Doug Marrone making it through the season.
Okie dokie. Last bit of news we're gonna get to, and this is gonna be the fun one. Antonio Brown said goodbye to the Steelers fans on Twitter.
He did.
Has not returned phone calls of the owner.
Factual.
The only contact they've had with sorta AB is his agent will talk to the coach and the GM.
Yeah, good enough.
He has not talked to him at all.
Yeah, they call and it's just like nothing.
So what do you think happens with AB?
He's going to get traded. They're not going to cut him. They're going to get something out of him.
We're going to send him to the Jets?
I hope that, I want him to send him to Jacksonville. Purgatory. Oh. The Jets or Buffalo. That's where I want to send him. No, they're going to, whoever's going to give them the most for him, that's what they're going to take. They're still going to take the cap hit, but they get some of that money back from Le'Veon Bell that was against the cap last year anyway. Juju doesn't have to get paid yet. James Washington's going to step up.
Do you think this is actually kind of a blessing for the Steelers? Because now they can get rid of AB. They look like not the bad guys. Because AB's making it known he wants out.
Which they are.
Because the Steelers usually don't hang on to diva-ish wide receivers. Like they kept Hines Ward forever, but let's be honest.
But he's not a diva.
He was never a diva. That's what I'm saying. But other than that, like they got rid of who was the one that caught Santonio Holmes? Got rid of him.
Plaxico
got rid of him.
Mike Wallace.
They get rid of all these guys.
Emmanuel
it seems like
Sanders.
they time it just right when they get rid of people too.
Well, so it was actually coming down to Mike Wallace or Antonio Brown, and then when they elected to say, "Hey, we're just going to keep AB," because he was going to be a little bit cheaper at the time.
Yeah,
than what
just
Mike
like
Wallace
Juju is now. It's the same thing. They get another wide receiver in there, and then they
and James Washington could be
emerging-ish.
Yeah, I think he's going to have a good year next year. But we'll see. You can't take away one of the best wide receivers in the NFL and say your offense is going to get better. That's just not going to happen.
Well, you're losing. I know they didn't have him last year, but you're using your two best weapons that you've had for the past 4 years.
It's not a good formula for success. Nice. I think the biggest problem here is Big Ben.
If he stays or if he goes?
Yeah, I think he's a poisonous, don't blame me jerk. I mean, when's the last time Big Ben said something? He calls his players out all the time in the media.
Do you think this is Big Ben, or do you think this could be a little Mike Tomlin?
I think it's Big Ben.
Because Mike Tomlin is the players' coach. So everybody likes him. And
he needs to man up.
You teach, people, younger people. And then when you're the good guy, sometimes they take advantage of that and they get a little too hot-headed.
Yeah, you get stiff-armed. And you don't want to get trucked, son.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's happening is Mike Tomlin, he needs to man up.
Losing a little bit of the locker room.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because even what was it, last year during the national anthem thing, they had linemen go out there and they were like, oh my God, why'd he go out there by himself? And he showed up his team and they made a big deal about it for nothing.
Yeah, well, they said that even the starting safety, I can't think of his name right now, but he's asked for a trade as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's not a good time to be a Steelers fan. Sorry, you guys are on the downslope.
All right. That's the AB news. Once we actually find out if or where he goes, we can plug him into next year. But as of right now, is he even in your top 10 of wide receivers? It's crazy because he's been the number one wide receiver for so long.
He's 31, too, next year, or this year, excuse me.
The 30 isn't as big a number for wide receivers as it is for running backs, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
And yeah, no, he's not in my top 10 right now.
Okay. But if he goes to Kansas City, that all changes.
Well, yeah. But they're not going to pay him. They got to pay Tyreek.
Well, you don't know, man. They'll find money. The Rams found all this money to get all.
Yeah, where the hell? Sorry, excuse my language, but
when you have a rookie quarterback, you save so much money.
I guess so.
Look back at the Seahawks before they had to trade aside Russell Wilson.
Speaking of saving money on the quarterback, there's a little rumor swirling around. I think you wanted to talk about
the $200 million man?
Yeah.
Patty Mahomes? Yeah, in 2020 when he's up for an extension, they said they'd be willing to look at options of giving him $200 million. I want to see what these details are. Is it like a 15-year contract? 10-year contract is like a baseball contract where it's 10 years?
I think it'll be a 7-year, $200 million.
Okay. We'll see. I mean, honestly, when it gets closer and every year stuff changes with the NFL so fast.
And he will never win a Super Bowl with that.
If it's 20 years, $10 million a year, he could.
They do that in hockey, bud. They don't do that in football.
Yeah.
He'll never win a Super Bowl with a 7-year, $200 million.
All right, you ready to look back at the year that was and start out here on round 3?
Let's see where we missed and where we hit.
So the very first pick of round 3.
Okay.
Mike Evans. We'll just do the first. We'll do the first next three, because they're all wide receivers. We got Mike Evans, Stephon Diggs, T.Y. Hilton.
Okay.
If you took one of these guys, which one did best? Is it T.Y.? Stephon Diggs had some good games, but he had
T.Y. was more consistent.
Stephon Diggs had some big games, but he also had a few dud games in there.
Yeah.
Mike Evans
had 4 games under 12 points.
Yeah. So
5 games under 12 points.
Looking back, you're like, oh man, because these ones aren't bad
in PPR. The problem is inconsistency, and you need, those big games where Mike Evans put up like 1,500 yards this year. That's great. That's amazing. But
Mike Evans is always that guy that at the end of the year it doesn't look terrible, but throughout the season,
when you play Carolina and you went 1 for 16, the very next week you went 3 for 51. I mean, you could have lost 2 valuable games. Another game against Carolina, 4 for 48. Those aren't.
Yeah. Where'd they finish? Do you have the finishing for those guys?
So Mike Evans, 1, 2, 9. He finished 9. Diggs was 10, and T.Y. was 14.
So honestly, these right here, not bad. Like you took them in the 3rd round. You're probably not too upset with it.
No. And well, T.Y., he had those games where he was hurt.
Yeah.
But he only had 1 game under 10 points in PPR.
That he played, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's pretty consistent.
It is very consistent. But I mean, like I've said, like with wide receivers, consistency is not usually a big thing from your 2nd or 3rd tier wide receivers, which these guys are 2nd tier wide receivers. The next one, though, this one right here, 28 overall, Royce Freeman.
Ooh, that hurt you. That hurt your team.
You took him at
bad.
the beginning of that 3rd round. So you were a early pick person. You took maybe David Johnson, got a wide receiver on the way back through. Then you grabbed Royce Freeman to be your 2nd running back. Now you have David Johnson and Royce Freeman as your starting running backs for week 1.
This is because of Christian McCaffrey, Leonard Fournette, Kareem Hunt. These guys messed up people's heads going into the draft because you were hoping to find gold in that 3rd round again.
The thing is Royce Freeman wasn't bad when he was on the field.
No.
The problem was that Philip Lindsay, that nobody had ever heard of,
was better.
Was awesome.
Yeah, he made the Pro Bowl this year.
So, yeah.
So that tells you.
He won't play the Pro Bowl, but yeah, he made it.
Well, yeah, he hurt his wrist really bad, but that's still one of those things like you blew a pick on Royce Freeman because I don't even think he finished in the top 30 running backs. It wasn't good.
No. And the next guy we're going to talk about, Travis Kelce, which right there, this is why when I talk to you about this, like, third round taking a tight end, like, for the guys we talked about so far, Travis Kelce's been the best one. I know you don't like trading tight ends this early, but we're talking Travis Kelce, he finishes in the top 10 of wide receivers if you put him over there.
Yeah, I got my own theory on that. My thing is to never take a tight end early.
I know. But, I mean, if you have that tight end that you don't have to ever worry about, because you got that this year with Ebron.
Yeah, I had him. I traded for him in Dynasty, and that was a good choice because my goal, and I was hoping and praying Trey Burton was going to be the answer. I thought he was going to be up there with those guys, and I was wrong.
Yeah,
you have,
and that's where you can miss hard on tight end.
Yeah, I mean, people who drafted
and
Gronk,
you wait around because you're like, okay, it was just 1 week, or Trey Burton gets that. Oh, we got that little touchdown on the goal line. Okay, here we go. This is
it,
and then
it never was, and that was a huge disappointment for me. All the money was there, the offense was there, it all made sense, and then it just never came to fruition. But Eric Ebron, a lot of that happened because his partner in crime, Mr. Tiny Hands himself, was hurt all year. And even when he came back.
And Andrew Luck loves the tight end.
In the red zone, yeah.
He loves the tight end everywhere else to get that. I mean,
yeah, he was great with Andrew Luck. But then you missed on Gronk. You missed on a couple players that you thought were going to be better. So if you want to take a tight end early, great.
Like an Ertz or a Kelce or a Kittle. But other than that.
But that's it.
That's it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like after that, you wait till the end.
I don't even like taking them because there is so much risk. I feel like, but I mean, then again, my third round pick this year.
Well, we're talking about that next. You ready? Who was it?
It was LaShawn McCoy.
Boom, and that's the next person up on the thing. ADP
so had I taken
30 overall,
had I taken Travis Kelce as opposed to LaShawn McCoy, that would have greatly helped my team.
Exactly. See, this is where I'm like, oh,
I would have been set.
Because when you look back, you're like, why wouldn't I grab Kelce? Like, why am I doing?
I thought
LaShawn McCoy
stealing LaShawn McCoy in the third round. I was wrong.
No, the best running back on the team is Josh Allen.
Yeah, because we knew that at that time.
No, but yeah. Then we got Aaron Rodgers, first quarterback off the board.
Bust.
That hurt you bad. I mean, did it really hurt you though? Because I mean, look.
When you had guys going later, like Andrew Luck, Mitchell Trubisky, Patrick Mahomes, you should never, ever, 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 never, ever, ever pay up for a quarterback that early. Ever.
Okay. We got number 32. I'm going to talk about all the rest of the guys in the third round in a 12-team league that were running backs. I just want to bring up the rest. So we already brought up Royce Freeman, LaShawn McCoy. Then we get Alex Collins at 32.
Ooh.
34 was Kenyon Drake.
Ooh.
37 was Lamar Miller.
Ooh.
Lamar Miller was the best one there.
Lamar Miller was good. Kenyon Drake would have been good. You know he had over 1,000 yards?
Yeah, he had some huge games.
The problem is he only touched the ball 4 or 5 times a game.
Yeah.
Which is
Frank Gore, the ageless wonder.
Stupid.
And then Frank Gore gets hurt. Kenyon Drake time, right?
Congratulations, Jets fans. You got that coach now. He's your problem. Good for you.
Yeah, so how do you feel about Kenyon Drake going forward? He's still young. He doesn't have the work on his legs.
He's an explosive player.
Exactly.
We don't know yet because we haven't seen what the coaching staff in Miami is going to be. A lot of people are saying Brian Flores, who's defensive coach for the Patriots. We got to see what offensive player or offensive coaches are going to fall into place.
Would you be willing to take Kenyon Drake 6th or 7th round? If
Absolutely.
5th, 6th, 7th round, somewhere there.
Mm-hmm.
As a maybe the third running back on your team. As a guy that you don't have to start, but if they show that he's the guy, you could use him.
Oh, yeah.
Because you drafted him in the third round, you're pretty much saying you're starting.
If you draft him over LaShawn McCoy, it was a good deal.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen with the whole Lamar Miller thing, but he was an RB2 like he was supposed to be this year.
And Alex Collins is undraftable, right?
Yeah, I don't think he's even going to be on the Ravens next year.
Okay.
They are so committed to
the only reason he was the
only
reason he was on the roster this year was he was super cheap.
Yeah.
It was like $750,000.
It's sad. It's sad too because he is a talented running back.
Is he?
I think he is.
The ball a lot.
Oh yeah, but he's still talented.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the running backs in the third round. Let's do the rest of the wide receivers. So we talked about the 3 that came off the board really fast. Then we had Amari Cooper,
Ugh.
Adam Thielen, Larry
Ugh.
Fitzgerald. Adam Thielen was great.
In the first half of the season.
Yeah, but I mean, you got to win games in the first half of the season. What if you would have flipped Adam Thielen for Amari Cooper after the trade? Oh, you'd have looked like a genius.
You would have, but at the time, that would have been a stupid move and you wouldn't have done it.
I know, but looking back now, hindsight's 2020.
Amari Cooper is who he is. He will never be on any of my teams.
Really, even with the usage he gets in Dallas?
No. He still only had 3 games over 100 yards all year.
Yeah, but he had multiple games with multiple touchdowns and red zone.
I don't trust that.
Okay.
He even faded out. He even faded out the last 3 games of the year. Even in the week 17 where he played the whole game, still wasn't getting used. So I don't care.
What about Adam Thielen next year?
I still love Adam Thielen. I think
Do you like him over Diggs still? It's hard, right?
it's hard because
the age is
significant, and as the year progressed, Kirk Cousins and everyone settled into the offense a little bit more. Diggs was the guy, not Thielen.
Yeah.
So I think Diggs still slightly above Thielen, but it's close. I think it's a 1A, 1B kind of situation.
Would you be willing to take Thielen in the 3rd round still next year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
He probably will go earlier than that because of the way he started the season and where he probably ended the year at as a wide receiver. Larry Fitzgerald, though, I don't even know if he's going to play next year.
No. Well, Thielen, so if you take the first 8 games, he was supposed to finish with 1,800 yards.
Yeah.
Incredible pace. He had like over 100 yards each game. And then you take the last 8 games, he wouldn't have even cracked 1,000 on a 16-game pace. So that's the difference in how great he was versus how bad he was. It wasn't good.
That's why we call him sell highs.
Yeah. But no one saw that coming.
Nobody saw that coming.
Yeah. So,
Minnesota started playing better teams, so we should have saw that coming because Kirk Cousins can't play against better winning teams.
It's true.
All right. Larry Fitzgerald, if he comes back next year.
I think it's over.
Okay. Even if he comes back next year, do you not want any part of him?
I think it's over.
Okay. And that is the 3rd round.
I think DJ Moore out there in Arizona will be a much better wide receiver for them. Not DJ Moore.
He plays for Carolina.
He plays for Carolina.
You talking about, oh my gosh, what the heck's his name?
Kirk?
Yeah, Christian Kirk.
Christian Kirk.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Ugh.
That was the 3rd round.
Foggy
So
brain.
maybe half weren't complete busts on your team. If you want to call Amari Cooper, Thielen not bust.
Cooper's a bust. He's always a bust. He'll always be a bust.
Okay, calm down. But Mike Evans, Stephon Diggs, T.Y. Hilton, they did exactly probably what you thought. Royce Freeman was a complete bust. Travis Kelce was amazing. McCoy bust. Rodgers bust. Right?
Yeah, in our league, I got T.Y. in the 4th round, and that was a steal for me.
Yeah. Alex Collins bust. Cooper, say what you want about him. Drake, say what you want about him. Thielen, probably did you find. Fitzgerald, bust. And Lamar Miller is what we always say.
RB2.
RB2. Now we get into the 4th round. We get Doug Baldwin. You just want to talk about let's just do the wide receivers. I like doing it that way. We get Doug Baldwin at 38. Jarvis Landry at 40. Juju 41. My favorite one, 43, Chris Hogan.
Oh.
45, Josh Gordon. 46, Golden Tate. How far do I go?
I'm hearing just a lot of busts.
Yep, and that's it for the 4th round.
So Juju was your obvious steal here.
Mm-hmm.
Had he gotten the touchdowns, he would have had a much better year than AB. But AB finished with 15 touchdowns. So
with AB being gone. Oh, Demaryius Thomas and Marquise Goodwin were also in there.
No one cares.
But with AB, if AB is gone next year, does Juju jump up into your 1st, 2nd round ADPs? I know that you're not taking a wide receiver, but
no, Juju belongs in the 3rd round.
But do you think he's probably going to get taken in the 2nd round?
Yeah. The reason I think so is because you have one of the best wide receivers in the NFL splitting the field with you. Of course, he's going to draw attention off of you.
There's a big difference between being the number 1 and being the number 2 in a team. Michael Irvin used to say it all the time because he used to always get another wide receiver that have a good season on the opposite side of the field with Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, and Michael Irvin. He'd be like, he's good as my number 2, but these guys would go other places and they weren't ones.
Yeah. So, I mean, you've seen it in Pittsburgh. You've seen Mike Wallace go, and he wasn't as successful. You've seen so many of these guys, Plaxico Burress, leave, and then they just weren't what.
But do you think Juju being the primary target guy there in a Big Ben offense where Big Ben throws the ball 40 to 50 times a game. If Big Ben stays,
He's going to get work.
he could be a top. He has a chance to be a top 5 wide
But
receiver.
he's got to put in the work. Like Antonio Brown is not the fastest guy. He's not the most athletic guy. He's not,
he's not the biggest guy.
But he is probably the best route runner in the entire NFL.
Okay.
And he did the work to get there. Juju's not quite there yet, but he has the talent for sure. Best USC wide receiver since Keyshawn Johnson.
Yeah, probably better than Keyshawn Johnson.
Yeah.
All right. Doug Baldwin was a bust, right? Jarvis Landry was a bust, even at PPR.
Yeah.
Juju was great. Chris Hogan was a complete bust.
Oh.
When I saw him up in the 4th round, I was like, what?
What were you thinking?
Josh Gordon was a bust for many reasons.
Yeah, it's so sad.
Many reasons. Golden Tate, that trade kind of,
That's what busted him.
yeah. I mean, I don't know coming in next year if he's still in the Eagles, how that's going to do with an offseason.
He's a free agent now, so we'll see.
Demarius Thomas got traded, and he did not have a good year. Marquise Goodwin, do you think that he was injured a lot? And then Garoppolo. He was injured for Garoppolo being out when Garoppolo was there. Do you think with Garoppolo back and him being healthy, that could change anything?
Marquise Goodwin's their field stretcher. He's a poor man's Deshaun Jackson.
He's a Robbie Anderson.
He's not that good.
Ooh. Okay.
Sorry, it is what it is.
All right. That was the wide receivers. We did have one tight end get taken in the 4th round, Zach Ertz. Again,
You got a good one there.
3rd, 4th round tight end compared to the players have been taking, they are way better.
Yeah.
Obviously, Gronk got taken way earlier, but still, we don't. Neither me or you like Gronk, just because of injury history.
No.
All right, let's talk about the running backs now. Derrick Henry.
Ugh.
I mean, end of the year he looked great, and he'll get taken again high because of that end of the year, right?
Keep him. If I'm wrong, I'll be happy knowing I'm wrong.
Jay Ajayi,
Oh, that sucks, dude.
Mark Ingram.
Okay, he still had a decent year.
Yeah, and next year we don't know what's going to happen with him. We don't know where he's going to go.
But he
where he's
wasn't
gonna
worth
end
a
up.
4th round pick.
No, he had that first game when he came off suspension, and you're like, oh, here it is, and then
Wah, wah, wah.
he was. I guarantee if you look at his numbers, if you look at it points per game that he played, he's probably about RB2-ish.
Yeah.
But that was, and then we had one quarterback taken.
Brady.
Nope.
It was D-Watt.
Yeah, it was.
He finished as a top 5 quarterback.
Yeah. So, I mean, it wasn't a bad pick. I mean, I don't like taking quarterback this high. You don't either, so we're not going to.
No, I traded for him.
Yeah.
With 11.
So, anything you want to add in here? Like with these 4th round picks? Like looking back now, who did you take in the 4th round? You said T.Y.?
I took T.Y. in the 4th.
I took Josh Gordon. I was a Josh Gordon guy.
Yeah. I mean, and you were right in thinking that.
Yeah, I mean, well, my thing was with him, I already had 2 wide receivers in the league where I took him. And I was like, oh, whatever, we'll see what can happen. I don't have to start him.
Yeah, I went 3 RB, and I was like, I have to get a wide receiver. And for me, getting T.Y. in the 4th round was great value.
Yeah, you were just, as long as Andrew looked healthy, T.Y.'s fine.
I was playing the value game, and my wide receivers, though, like, so if you piece your team together in certain ways, you have to realize that, like, these guys are injury prone, so I got to have backups for these guys. So it's like, you play the odds.
You
the
play
best
to win
you
the
can.
game.
Yeah, but you play the odds the best you can. So it's like I had Julian Edelman and Sammy Watkins, and these guys are going to injure, and you hope that they fill in for you accordingly, and then never have to use one as a flex.
So let's do the next 12 guys.
Okay.
And this will be the end of this. We have 2 tight ends taken. Can you guess which 2 tight ends got taken? So
Well,
your
you've
big
already-
3 are off the board.
So Ertz and Kelsey are already gone.
Remember, George Kittle has a shoulder injury at this time during the drafts, so it's not him.
So there's 2 tight ends in the 5th round taken?
Yes. Can you guess them? Who had the biggest hype probably coming in the season?
Trey Burton.
No. Another guy that got signed as a free agent.
Ebron?
Mm-mm.
Ebron got signed as a free agent?
He did, but that's not who it is. One guy who's been in his team forever was coming off an injury. Another guy who was
Greg Olson.
Yep.
All
He was
right.
the back end of it.
Yeah, and then the other guy, dude, I don't know.
Jimmy Graham. Exactly.
Well, you were a Jimmy Graham.
I was.
believer.
That's why I said he had all the hype. I mean, he had probably as much hype, if not more
You
hype.
said he was going to finish in like top for touchdowns.
Yeah, I said number one. I was wrong, 100%. A lot of people were wrong with me right here.
Yeah.
Jimmy Graham, Greg Olsen. Greg Olsen, when he was healthy, wasn't bad. The problem was he was not healthy a lot.
No, I think it's over. Ian Thomas emerged a little bit. I think he could be one of those guys, especially in Dynasty.
Well, the biggest thing with Carolina is the shoulder came in. We'll have to see what goes on with that. The owner already said he might need to take a year off.
That's crazy.
So,
I mean, Andrew Luck did it. He came back firing. So
you're right. He did. All right. We have 2 quarterbacks taken.
So now Brady.
Brady, yep.
And the fourth one.
Slowest starting quarterback always.
Oh, Russell Wilson.
Yeah. Those are your 2 quarterbacks going forward.
Russell Wilson.
Yeah. And then running backs.
Those were.
I don't think you'll guess a single one.
In the 5th round?
Yeah.
Deion Lewis.
Nope. Oh, yeah, Deion Lewis. Sorry, Deion Lewis. Yeah,
Boom.
that's
I guessed one.
You ain't going to get the other 2, though. Oh, 3. Sorry, the other 3.
Deion Lewis. Did Carry-On go in the 5th round?
Mm-mm. He went in the 6th round.
Oh, I was close.
He's right down there.
Sony Michel?
Nope. One of them
James
got
White.
signed to a team that got traded midseason. He got signed for the season and then got traded midseason. And the other one got injured, and you probably forgot all about him.
CJ Anderson didn't get traded.
Nope.
I don't know.
Carlos Hyde
Oh, yeah.
and Marshawn Lynch.
Oh, that was a bad call.
And the last one, Jamal Williams.
Yeah, that was a bad call.
I mean, Aaron Jones was out. People were probably trying to pick up starting running back.
Jamal Williams is a plotter, though.
He is, but I can see the thought process here why you take him 5th round.
He came through in the playoffs for you
Yeah, okay.
when Aaron Jones went out.
Yeah. Wide receivers, though, we got Brandon Cooks, which...
Good deal.
Yeah, really good deal. Especially 5th round because, I mean, he wasn't consistent, but it's Brandon Cooks. Allen Robinson, if you're in PPR, probably helped you out.
Yeah.
He had his ups and downs, but once Trubisky came around and...
He was banged up a lot, too. And
Yep.
Yeah.
Emmanuel Sanders, who was great until he died.
Yeah. Him and Damaris, both with the torn Achilles. It's so sad they could be done.
Last one was Corey Davis at the very end of the 6th round.
You were playing the upside there.
So that's the very end of the 5th round with Corey Davis. Anything you want to add? Emmanuel Sanders next year, are you still good with him? Are you nervous about
No,
the
him
injuries?
and Damaris won't even play next year.
Okay.
They won't even play.
Deion Lewis?
No.
You have to pick between Deion Lewis and Derrick Henry next year. Pick one.
I got to?
You got to.
Henry.
Okay.
I don't feel
Brandon
good.
Cooks, you still okay with him? He'll still be around next year.
Well, I'm trying to work a trade with you in Dynasty if one of my primo wide receivers gets taken.
Yeah, well, you ain't getting him. I don't know. Brandon Cooks could be gone from my team.
That's true.
All right. Do you want to do one more round or not?
Let's do the 7th. That way next weekend.
Well, it's
or the 6th.
6. Yeah, it's the 6th. The reason we're going to do the 6th is there's actually some good steals here. So we've been talking about a lot of busts and really not a lot of steals, right? There's been nothing really like jumped out at you as like, okay, I like that.
Yeah.
You know, you weren't Kirk Cousins. I like that. You know, the tight ends.
I like that.
Only thing we really talked about was the tight ends were the only good calls so far, except for the 5th round, which they were terrible calls. And that's what happens when you take tight end early.
Yep. All right, let's do one more.
One more. You want to start? We'll do quarterbacks.
Okay.
There was a quarterback taken.
All right.
Can you guess it?
Andy Luck.
There's 2 quarterbacks taken, sorry.
Big Ben. Andy
Nope.
Luck. You said Russell Wilson. Jimmy G.
Mm-mm.
Matt Stafford.
Mm-mm. You're missing a guy who's in the playoffs right now.
Oh, Goff.
Nope.
Mahomes. Breeze.
Breeze. Which is still surprising because he had a bad year the year prior, but I mean, it's Drew Brees. And he had a great year this year at home.
Yeah. I was going to say.
At home.
Yeah. I was waiting
And
for
then we had the guy we talked about, shoulder injury, Cam.
Yeah.
Taking the very end of the 6th round.
He was great beginning of the season.
Do you think you can guess the 2 tight ends taken? Neither one of them lived up to the hype.
Burton.
Yep.
Okay.
And the other one had a great rookie year.
O.J. Howard. Great rookie year.
Best
Evan Ingram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, he fell off so much you couldn't even remember his rookie year.
Well, he was great whenever Odell's not around.
When nobody was there.
Yeah, he's great.
All right. And then we have some, these running backs, though. So you already mentioned one. Your boy.
Carry on.
Carry on taken.
Love him. Bad. He didn't pan out, though.
Mm-hmm.
He will next year.
Rexburg was taken.
Oh, that was a big bust.
Chris Carson.
That was a steal.
He got hurt. Remember, he did get hurt for a few games.
Yeah, but he finished as, I believe, as an RB1.
He did.
Yeah.
I mean, especially here. Peyton Barber. He was a starting running back. Oh, God.
Oh.
Especially if you went 0 RB, you were trying to grab your running backs here. And I think that's what a lot of we're seeing. And that's it.
Yeah, but if you look at, like, if you would have drafted LaShawn McCoy in the 3rd round and you're like, well, I'll just take Chris Carson just in case. You got a way better deal there, and you should have taken someone else in the 3rd
but
round.
what if you took LaShawn McCoy and Rex Burkhead?
You were
Or Peyton Barber.
screwed.
Exactly.
Well, you shouldn't have done that anyway. You'd be an idiot to do
What if you
that.
took Jay Ajayi?
Well, you'd have been
Well,
screwed.
these are the guys we're talking about that were up there.
Yeah, you would have been screwed in a bad way.
The wide receivers. Marvin Jones.
Okay, until he got hurt.
Until he got hurt, he was actually having a really good year, especially when they traded Golden Tate, but then he got hurt like right after it, and you're like, oh.
Kenny G, though, it opened the door.
It did. Julian Edelman, I mean,
Steal.
PPR, well, it's Julian Edelman, man.
Steal. Most consistent.
But he had that suspension coming in. That's why he fell this far.
Most consistent wide receiver all year. Number 1.
And that's it for the people taken in the 6th round. Anything anyone got? Marvin Jones, Carry On, Trey Burton, Rex Burkhead, Drew Brees, Julian Edelman, Chris Carson, Peyton Barber, Cam, Evan Ingram, Crabtree, Fuller, and Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp and Fuller were good deals until they got hurt.
The problem with Fuller is he's always hurt.
He's always hurt. This is Cooper's 2nd year.
And now with Lamar Jackson there in Baltimore, I don't think any wide receiver in Baltimore is on
you
him.
can't not take a Baltimore pass catcher. You can't.
Especially they're all old.
Well, Mark Andrews is young.
Okay, the wide receivers, sorry.
I said pass catchers. You said
All their tight ends are young. They drafted like 6 last
not
year.
Hayden Hurst. He's already 26.
But NFL balls, he's only got 1 year on.
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp next year. We'll see how he comes back from the knee injury. But he was having a great year, like you said.
He's incredible. You know, we haven't mentioned Robert Wood yet.
We haven't. You want me to find him real quick so we can just say it?
That's the guy who I'm curious because he finished as a wide receiver 1, and he hasn't even been mentioned in the first 6 rounds yet.
105.
Wow. That's
105. People taking above him. Jordy Nelson, Sammy Watkins, Nelson Aguilar, Devin Funchess, Robbie Anderson,
people won't be making
Alshon Jeffrey, Jamison Crowder. I'm going from bottom up, by the way, on this.
Wow. Yeah, that won't happen
I'm just
next
saying
year.
the wide receivers.
You won't get Robert Woods that cheap next year.
Do you think Robert Woods is the first Ram wide receiver taken over Brandon Cooks?
I think Brandon Cooks should still be taken ahead of him.
Because of the boom potential?
Yeah. But
home run
Robert
potential?
Woods is right there, dude. You're looking at
He
a
gets the
Juju.
catches.
You're looking at a Juju AB situation.
Especially when Cooper Kupp went down.
Yeah. But there was a time when all 3 of them were fantasy relevant.
Okay. I think that's about it. Anything you want to add to this?
No, this is a great show. We got to figure out what we're going to do next week, but I'm excited. Yeah, dude. I love this.
Yeah. We're going to start getting the positions next week. They're going to be fun. We got to do some research.
I love that. Well, the research is what makes you a better player
In fantasy.
fantasy-wise.
But it makes you so much more mad when you're wrong, though.
Yeah. Looking at numbers and consistency and stuff like that. That's how
And then you pick the consistent players and...
Sean McCoy.
Yeah.
Ruling my life.
Okay.
All right.
Send us home.
All right, guys. You can hit us up on Twitter at EmptyWagonFF. You can hit us up on Instagram at EmptyWagonPod. Brad is at Tack Jones. I'm at FF Josh Hughes. We love you guys. Keep listening. Keep supporting the show. And if you're a tech genius, maybe we'll hire you.
Hire? You getting paid for this?
Yeah, for free.
Oh, okay.
Maybe we'll give you a percentage of the show.
Yeah. Later.
Later.